Hello, 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 and welcome back to yet another episode of Electricpreneur Secrets. This one's episode 319, and we're calling it Bootstrap to Big Sales and a Savings with Scott Hayes. He's going to bring in some great stuff. We've got another client interview today, but we're going to save that intro for just a moment. I am your host, Clay Newmeyer. With me, as always, my co-host, Joseph Lucani, and we are the Electricpreneurs, just a couple of master electricians with business addictions here and ready to serve. Serve who? Serve you. If you're an electricpreneur looking to master your sales, simplify your pricing, and deliver premium level electrical service. So your admission cost for this one, pretty much nothing. Sit back in the hot seat. Promise to take everything we give and promise to take action today. Joe, how are you? How you doing?
Man, I am feeling beyond amazing. I want to say amazing, but I'm beyond amazing.
Beyond.
Father's Day was wonderful, and happy Father's Day to all the fathers that are listening to this as well. Got a chance to spend some time with my kids and like really dig in with them. Really just connected with some friends, had some time to kick back and relax. I am charged, ready to go, and feeling like $1 million. What about you, Clay?
Amazing. That's amazing, man. Just because you went beyond amazing, I've got to like step that up somehow, I feel. I'm a double. I'm a B squared beyond amazing. I'm like beyond. That was nerdy. I'm starting to feel like Terrence Howard, but no, we had a good weekend, man. If some of you see my Facebook posts, my partner has migraines. Like she gets the worst migraines that literally made her sick to her stomach. And then we were on a place called Vancouver Island for the weekend. So what that means really in this case is that we had to take a ferry back. It wasn't the calmest waters. So the poor gal went through a bit of a nightmare there, but she's feeling better. We had a great time, great Father's Day either way, man. And I'm just beyond excited for this interview today. Because not only is Scott like truly a gem, someone that comes to class so frequently. I can't wait to unravel that with you too. But like, he always brings some laughs with him. We always have a good time with this guy. So is it cool if we just jump right into the intro of this story and what people can expect out of this interview?
Oh my God. Yeah, I'd love that. Bring him in.
Awesome. Well, this is the story of good to great, right? A good electrician, over 20 years experience as an electrician, including teaching and even working for a utility company. He started his own business called Colonial Electric about 6 months ago and really jumped right in with us. So this good to great story probably relates to a lot of you listening to this right now. You know the one, the good electrician, the one who does a little bit extra, the one who even does some part-time work on the side. Why? Well, to have a better family life, to help people, to do right for the future, to have a little more extracurricular activity. This is the same story. And it's the same one that, you know what? This guy wants that little bit more and has strived for that little bit more. And he's done that without ever having the fancy van wraps or even the brand new van or the big fancy website. He hasn't had all these extra things like the price books that we all chase. So it's a perfect story to bring in today to again inspire some people who want to get to, hey, his biggest month, 40K months last month. And now, as of today, his first platinum sale, Joe.
I know. I love that. Like literally, I see the guy in class today, goes out, gets a platinum sale. I mean, you can't ask for a better attendance record than that. I mean, like the guy shows up, does the work, puts it in, and always comes back with a happy customer.
Awesome. Let's bring in Scott Hayes with Colonial Electrical then. Hello, Scott.
Hi, hello.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing great.
Awesome.
Long time no see, right?
Yeah. Yes.
It's been like 3 hours.
Okay. First and foremost, this big platinum record, you just made a sale today that we celebrate the first platinums in this program. And because you made this 11K sale, we've got to break it down. Please tell us a bit more about what happened today.
So, I got called for a job for a kitchen renovation, and the job wasn't quite ready to start yet, but there was a bunch of extra stuff that they wanted to add, lighting and some other stuff throughout the home. They were doing some stuff for the bathroom. And, I just followed the play and I made some options up for them. And they decided to go for it.
Okay. Could you That was great, by the way. So you presented 6 options today. Is that right?
Yes.
Could you feel a difference in this transaction, in this relationship as you were going through it? Like, did you know they were going to choose the top, or was it kind of like just any other customer, any other relationship until they chose?
It was like any other relationship. To be honest, I really didn't expect them to go for the platinum. I haven't sold the platinum yet, and I'm still, feeling the high from doing that. Um, to have somebody choose the best that I can offer and to go platinum, it's a really good feeling. And just to be able to serve these people at this level, which is something that I learned here, is amazing.
I feel like
Scott,
that's so important, Joe. Like, will you
yeah.
unpack that a little bit to not even feel like they're going to choose the platinum? Do you think that's common, Joe?
So for the most part, a lot of times we don't expect the platinums ever taken. Even so much so we like literally pollute it with, hey, just so we're aware, I don't expect you to take this. I mean, this literally is the finest that money can buy. But at the very least, I felt as a professional, you deserve to know about it. And then when you see that like little eyebrow raise and you're like, what do you mean you might not expect them going to take it? And then lo and behold, they take it. We literally are trying to pull it away and be like, listen, I'm just trying to offer it just so you have the understand what the best looks like. And then when you see someone that doesn't look like they would buy the best, step up to the plate and then do that. I mean, that really showcases your ability of having a relationship, Scott. Platinums are very few and far between. They're like usually around 15% of most calls. So the fact that you're able to line that up, congratulations, man. I'm really proud of you.
Thank you. That means a lot. And offering options has been just such a game changer. And I'm so grateful to be able to do this now.
What has your attendance been like on these design clinics? Because Joe's doing like 3 classes a week, right? Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday afternoons. Joe's spending an hour with guys building options out. I mean, you're there a lot, aren't you?
You know, and I'm so grateful for these extra classes. So these options that I presented today, where I sold that platinum, we built in that afternoon design class. I had
Yeah.
had a long day on the job, and I had all these options to make. And Joe always shows up for that, and so I showed up, and I got that support. And just being able to have that support and to be able to take that with me and to go do that. And we built those last week, and I presented that today, and it was nice just to have that extra.
My jaw is literally hurting from smiling this much, Scott. Like the thought that not only, first off, I'm beyond honored to be your coach. Like I am beyond honored to work with someone like you, because Scott's the kind of guy that shows up and puts in the work. I don't think you've missed one class. Out of all the design classes I've done, maybe one at the most, but I genuinely can't remember one that you've missed. And you show up so consistently and you ask the questions and then you take action on the things we do. I think that's a pretty big secret. You take action on the things and you show up ready to take action. That is a defining trait of what an A player is. And whether you want to admit it to yourself, you are most certainly an A player.
I love
Thank you
that.
so much. That's such a big compliment. I really do appreciate that.
You're welcome, brother.
I love that. I love that. But it's not just the platinum. Like, that's one big win that happened today, 11K. I mean, that's a big contribution to your June revenue. But you were saying you also had a 40K, your first 40K month in May. Is that right?
Yeah, my first 40K month was May. And before I started with SLE, I would have never dreamed of having a 40K month. I can't believe it. And I know it's only going to grow bigger. Before I started here with you guys, before I was offering options, I was lucky to hit 5K months on my own. And then as soon as I started getting comfortable with this program and offering these options and coming to class and just doing the thing, and definitely, picking myself up and just asking the questions and showing up, those months started to grow. I started doubling, and then I'm just 20K months consistently, and then I'm just hitting 40 now. And if it weren't for SLE and for offering options and for being able to come in and ask you guys anything I want in class and just get an answer, I wouldn't be here. And I'm just so happy and so grateful just to be part of this program.
I appreciate that. And guys, I just want to be clear, like we don't plan for Scott or Saul or anyone who joins us on the podcast to say the nice things. These are not paid advertisements. We simply like to interview the people who are doing great with the program. And there's some good reasons. And if we really looked at the trends, they all just do the things. Scott, you're
Mhm.
so good at just doing the things, man. And I don't want to make that sound like a decrease or a takeaway from your character at all, because the hardest thing for humans to do, we can all see A to B.
Mhm.
Anyone can listen to this. Anyone could literally hear the secrets that we're going to unveil today, the stuff that's worked for you, but only 1 to 5% of them will actually take action on it and go and do the thing at the level that you're doing it. It's the hardest things for human to do. So I wanted to point that out because, guys, we're just early in this. I want to go back in time with you now, though. Take us back more to the beginning and where you were and what you were thinking, why you got into business, because I
Mhm.
know that some people are right there right now. And if they can get anywhere close to what you've been able to do in just 6 months of time, I know that they would be so grateful to hear you say it and hear that and take that from this. Does that make sense?
Mhm.
Absolutely, I'd love to. I've always wanted to have my own business, but I always knew that I was missing something. And the things that we talk about is, pricing. Pricing has been a huge part of that. And, I listened to the podcast for a very long time before I contacted you guys and I went out with it.
Mhm.
And, I heard so many things on here that just touched me. And then one of them was, we went to business school and we went to marketing school, so you don't have to, come with us,
Mhm.
and I know the importance of having a good coach. Every important, every successful person has a good coach behind them, right?
Mhm.
And I knew I needed that coach. And then so once I found out that after listening to you guys and following you and hearing the program that you had I said, I found my coaches. And man, I'm just the gratitude that I have. I know.
Can I jump in with you there for a sec, Scott? Because
Mhm.
I know what we all know. I know what's between us, but people hear that and they don't realize, like, at first we turned you away. And I'm not saying that in a point of pride, but like literally you and I were on a call and it wasn't a fit. You weren't ready yet. Scott, you guys got to know this. Scott literally, remember, we've talked about this before, Joe, about hiring
Yep, I
someone.
remember
When you're
this.
recruiting, don't just send people away who aren't a fit yet. Give them some actions to take. Scott is proof of that concept. Scott literally had a couple actions to take to be ready and came back 6 months later and was like, I didn't like when you said no to me, but I'm back and I'm ready.
Mhm. It was the
That,
best feeling ever. It really,
oh,
really was. And Scott, it's something that I feel really defines who you are is your ability of taking action and your discipline in doing the thing. A lot of people think that like, oh, I just need more motivation. No, people can be motivated by anything they want, but it's discipline that gets your feet on the ground and out of bed and gets it done. And you, sir, are a disciplined man.
Jim Rohn used to say, "You got to be careful who you motivate. You motivate an idiot. Now you got a motivated idiot running around."
Yeah.
Oh boy. Anyways, a very fitting comment there. And so, Scott, you were kind of doing the part-time thing, right? You were making a bit of a go. And is that what when you say like 5K months, is that what you're referencing?
Yeah, yeah. I was actually working 3 jobs before I decided to go all in on myself. And
Wow.
I was working for a utility company as a lineman. I was teaching at a local college, electrical, and then I was still having my business on the side, and I had a couple of guys working for me. And I wasn't providing the kind of service that I felt that I could be. And not knowing or not having coaches in my corner or anything, without the knowledge that you guys, present to us and show us, I wasn't quite ready to take that leap.
Mhm.
But after that, I decided, you know what? I want to be a premium service provider. Like I want to be able to give people more than I can. So I had to make the decision to leave those other 2 jobs to focus on obtaining my goal. And I had to even do that before I started my own company because I had to get my master's license. That was part of my journey. And I had to quit one of those jobs so that I could go to school to do that. So I made the decision then just to do that. So I quit teaching nights and I started going to school nights to get my master's. And I said, you know what, I'm going to do this. And then as soon as I got it, Clay, you were the first one. I got out of taking the test. And I don't know if I sent you a screenshot or what. I said, I did it. And then you said, well, now what? I said, all in, we're ground up in this thing, and you've been in my corner ever since, both of you have. And I've just been, it's to see where I've come, and I'm just ecstatic and just so grateful. I really am.
This feels like a one of us chant moment.
I literally want to be like, one of us, one of us. I love it. No, Scott, you deserve this, man. You deserve to be praised for a little bit.
Yeah, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay, so I want to dive into something that you said, if that's all right. And it's not something we've covered a lot, honestly, Scott. You're kind of bringing this out of us, brother. It's a bit of a hard thing to maybe even speak to, but you said you felt like you could have been doing better service. This is a feeling that a lot of people have, but we haven't put it into words much, have we? Like, what is that? How do you know? Is it like a bad review? Do you just in a moment, you're like, there's more here that I don't know how to do that I could? Like, how would you put that into words? That feeling of I could be doing better service here.
So I've always been, working on the side and having my own company type of thing, in quotations almost. And, working the other two jobs while I was doing that, I wasn't always able to show up the way I should be for my clients. And, these are people who wanted to stay with me and just be and be my clients. They were already choosing me, but in a sense, I wasn't always able to choose them the way that I wanted to. They would either be loose ends, or there would be things that weren't done quite the way I wanted them to be done. And I just wanted to give them more and to give them better service, and to say, when they say Scott's my electrician, I wanted them to say, Scott's my electrician, and be proud of that. And I wanted to be proud of the work that I was putting out and giving to them. So to be able to find a roadmap to do that, which you guys provided, it was just like taking a weight off my shoulders. And to be able to sit here today and say, hey, I'm a premium service provider, and mean it and know it, it's just that I didn't think there was a next level. I just thought it was, this is the monotony of it. This is how it is. Cause I was looking at people around me, and then I was watching what you guys were doing and seeing what you guys were doing and hearing about it. And then I just started doing it. And to be on that next level that I didn't even know existed is such a good feeling. Because today I just get to show up and do that. And I'm out, it's just amazing. It really is.
It's just the start.
I think the thing that really describes who you are as well, Scott, is that this is not something inauthentic to who you are. You wanted to serve and you wanted to give them more from the very beginning. So few people have that awareness, right? A lot of us look at it and are like, oh, I do great work. I do good quality stuff. But when you get to that point in your heart where you're like, I'm holding the mirror up and it's heavy because I'm the one dropping the ball here. I'm the one lacking. So few people can hold that mirror and keep looking at it enough to actually take the effort to make the change. The mirror gets heavy, but you never put it down. I mean, it must be from all the rounds in the gym, right? But the fact is that you get through it, you're putting in the effort, you keep the mirror up, and you were able to create a better reflection of yourself, something that you were proud of. And I'm really honored to know that we were a part of that. You're an amazing person, Scott.
Thank you for the kind words.
When it comes to this quality of work and that service and that premium service, like, what do you feel has changed now then? If we can get into some of the nitty gritty, where do you feel you've been able to add and provide better service than ever before then since our training?
Being more available, just in general, being more available, but being more available in the right ways. In class, we talk a lot about how to respond to people and what to say to people in certain situations, so that we can provide them better service, so that it benefits them. And looking at it from this perspective has been a game changer. You know, and that's something that I had to learn, and I had to learn that. And being able to talk to people the way that you teach in class, and to, so that you can show them what might benefit them and how to make their life better. It's just, it's just, that's that next level I didn't know existed, you know? And it's, you know I keep saying I'm grateful and I'm amazed. It's amazing. And you know, I hate to be a broken record, but it just is. And having, you know, coaching like you got, having coaches like you guys and having you guys in my corner, it just means the world to me. It really does. I've learned so much. This has been a big learning experience for me. And I don't take that light. And it's, you know, when I decided to go all in on myself and my own business, you know, this wasn't just a personal decision. This was a family decision. You know, I have a wife and kids, and I have a family that depends on me. So it wasn't just me going out on my own. It was, you know, there was all that other stuff in the background, you know, and knowing that I have such a solid program and such solid coaches, it takes the weight off. And I've experienced nothing but growth, both in my business and personally, since I've started this. And you know, if somebody was going to want to make that jump, I would say find the right coach, because it's important.
Wow.
Again, powerful words, and appreciate it, man. Since it speaks to our identity a little bit, I would throw in there, like, I think something that's been true to us, and it sounds like you and I and Joe are all in values alignment here. For us, if it's not life changing, we really don't want it. It's so much bigger, right? It's that mirror.
Yep.
You are the biggest bottleneck in your business. So, of course, we have to grow you too. Of course, that involves your health and your family. Of course, they're all connected: health, family, then business. How could we ever touch one without the others? Is it true that you recently got a review that was so good, someone wrote it in a typewriter?
Yep. One finger at a time, you know.
Oh man.
Little inside joke there, guys. Sorry, we have fun in the classes too. Scott's been someone who continuously shows up and helps us laugh in each class. We definitely had some jokes about a typewriter review happening there. Did that actually happen though? Did someone write you a typewriter review, or were we just joking?
Oh, that was just a joke.
Yeah. Scott, can you tell us though more on the serious side about you mentioned sobriety and how important that's been to you as well. Would you give us a little update on that?
Yeah. So I'm coming up on 4 years of sobriety. And you know, if you know, that's a big part of this story as well, you know, because if it weren't for me getting sober and having that sobriety, you know, I wouldn't be able to be all the things that I want. Like today, I get to be a dad, you know, I get to be a husband, I get to be an electripreneur, and I get to do this stuff because of sobriety. And you know, I get to have that faith. You know, it's how I start my day every day. I get on my knees and I ask God for help. You know what I mean? And I take that into my business, and I just try to keep. It helps me keep a level head when things get stressful. And you know, it's a gift.
It's a beautiful thing. And you know, like sobriety is one of those things that it's a gift that you give yourself, right? It's something that was previously you were stealing from yourself, but now it's a gift that you're giving to yourself. And it's a gift that not only gives benefit to you, but to every life you come in contact with. I mean, it's really amazing. It really is amazing, man. And so as someone who's had to walk that path before and, you know, get sober, it's inspiring as well. And I'm sure other people are going to listen to this and you're going to inspire them too.
Yeah, congratulations, Scott. So we're going to wrap this up here pretty quick. I wanted to get a few more questions in, though, if that's all right, brother.
Absolutely.
Summing up what we talked about here, what would you say are like the three most critical things that you've worked on with us that have led you to your current day's success?
Well, the things that you guys put in order of importance I carry with me every day, and that is the health family business. You did touch on that earlier, but that's a really big piece for me, you know. And then so having that foundation and trying to keep that in mind, and it's not perfect. I mean, life happens. Someday it's all family, someday it's all business, you know, but trying to go out of my way to do those three things every day is important. You know, learning how to offer options has been a complete game changer for me. I went from not wanting to do it at all to being completely skeptical of it, to going, oh man, I don't believe I have to do this, to now just geared up to do it. And you know, and that coincides with like all the objection handling that we learn in class, you know, and there's how we speak to people and interact with people, and so that we can get across that finish line. I mean, those two things right there have been game changers. And, you know, the last thing is something called, you know, offering turnkey service, you know, something that I never would have looked at, you know, before. We had the mentality of, we're going to come in your house, we're going to make some holes, and you're going to like it. And that's it, you know.
It's like, we're going to do this. You're going to enjoy it. You're going to thank us and pay us for it later. It's like, not anymore.
Yeah, you're welcome. But you know, now what my options are turnkey service, and I have a partnership with a painter and a plasterer. They come behind me, and I can sit back and say, wow, you know, I'm walking out of this person's home, and I can truly say that I left it better than I found it. And the level of pride that gives me, even beyond what I would normally be doing, is just amazing, because that is true premium service right there. And to learn that here, to go out and actually do that, it's been amazing. So those are the things that I would say have been just complete game changers here, you know. And of course all the other stuff too, you know, like the pricing. Pricing was a big objection, because, you know, I was doing this for a long time, and I would approach other electricians that were in business for themselves, and they seemed pretty successful. And I'd ask them, hey, how are you doing this? And they either didn't want to talk about it, or they were just shooting from the hip. And no one really had a fundamental answer for this. Like, you know, you guys have a formula which you teach, and no one else did. It was, I think they were all seeing what the other guy was doing. And to me, that wasn't enough. It just wasn't, you know. I needed the answers, and to be able to come here and to get them, and just, man, game changers all day long. And I'm so happy.
Awesome. Awesome.
Man,
What do
my
you
cheeks
see
are
as your
hurting.
next big challenge that you're facing, Scott?
My next big challenge is probably scaling, right? So I'm going to be hiring the CSR hopefully very soon. And then it's just growth time. You know, I want to get a few vans is my next goal, and I want to put some people in them, and I just want to grow. And that's the next mission. So, I know, you know, things never happen as fast as we want them to, right? But I really am enjoying the journey with you guys. Some days are, you know how it is. Some days can dog you, but having you guys in my corner, and just knowing that next step is coming, and just showing up, not being afraid to fall down and get back up and just go for it. And that's what I'm doing.
Awesome, brother. Awesome.
Amazing.
Last question I have for you is, what advice would you give to someone else who's in your shoes, either just starting out or maybe in their first 6 months or a year, and they're looking to be where you're at, hit those 40K months, make some platinum sales, and serve their customers at the highest level?
You know, you can't succeed unless you start, you know. So I would say start, get some coaching if you need it. I mean, I know I needed it. And I would say get some coaching, have a program, have some stuff in place that you could follow, get a support group behind you, you know, and don't be afraid to fall, and just get back up and go for it. You know, you have to, you know, as much as I would love to bring Joe to all my presentations with me and just have him do them, he can't show up and do it for me, but he gets pretty damn close in class, you know. I mean, we go over it, and you know, that this is like a testament to that success. You know what, maybe one day I'll fly out, and you can just do them for me. We'll see. That'd be funny.
We'll set something out, do like an in-person, like an AI program, something like that, right?
Yeah, really. But you know, just doing it, falling down, don't be afraid to get up, and then just go at it. And that would be my words of advice.
All right, Scott. Well, open mic, man. Anything else that you want to add today?
You know, I, I've already said it a lot, but I really do just want to say that I am completely honored and grateful that you guys did this. I was looking for coaches for a long time for electricians, and I was never able to find one until I found you guys. So thank you for doing what you're doing. And this is, it's open to everybody. And I just can't believe that I get to be a part of this, and that because of this, my life has already changed for the positive. I mean, and the proof is in the numbers and in the interactions with the people, and it's there. So I just want to say thank you.
Well,
Thank you,
Scott, I mean,
Scott.
I can't even start but to say thank you. I mean, that last thing really, really hits close to the home, because that's the whole reason why we started this. When I first started out, there was HVAC and plumbing coaches to learn from. That was it. There were no electricians to learn from. And that's why we created this space, because we didn't want electricians to feel last in line again. And it's an honor beyond anything I can describe to know that we're there for you. It's an honor. It really is an honor, man.
It is.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Scott. Okay, man, we're going to put you back in the back. We're going to close this out. Thanks, brother. We'll talk to you soon. Holy moly. I think he froze. He froze on there. But anyways, Joe, that was one hell of an interview, man.
I know. I'm sitting here, like,
Incredible
my
story.
cheeks literally hurt from smiling so much. And it's one of those things where, like, Scott always brings a certain energy into any room that he goes into. And the guy's got to give himself more credit, because he is an A player in the strictest of definitions. He
Yeah.
shows up, he has the discipline, and he's got the desire to do things for the right reasons.
And again, I feel compelled to say it, like, that's not a paid testimony.
Mm-hmm.
That's proof of what happens when you show up at the highest level for your customers. And that's what we have. We have a working relationship, and we give Scott the same amount of attention and additional value at every opportunity that we give all of our clients. And it's just, we keep hearing these great things. Joe, I'm going to start listening to our own podcast just to keep me inflated, just so I feel good every day. You know what I mean? Because just like you guys out there, we're also in the thick of it, and we're trying to run a business, and we're trying to build a business. And gosh, it gets so distracting sometimes. We lose sight of all this grace that's there. It's with your current customers. It's with that current service. It's that the only customer that matters to you right now is the one right in front of you. This stuff is so important. So I'm glad we had Scott on. I'm glad we had Saul on a couple
Agreed.
weeks ago. I'm so glad we've got a lineup of other interviews coming up every second week. Thanks to you, Joe, lining everyone up and getting us set up, brother. And I'm so grateful for you and this purpose. So I hate to go completely sensitive and soft on everyone, but when in grace, I guess.
When in grace, I agree. And it's a mutual honor, Clay. I could not have asked for a better partner, and we wouldn't be able to help the clients the way we do without both of our abilities. I lend mine, you lend yours, and together make a very functional team.
And we're going to keep showing up and helping you guys. Again, this is episode 319. From bootstrapping to big sales, 5K to 40K. Like, we're talking more than a 5X. It's huge. I'm sure he would have grown, but man, we've done some great stuff. And it's simply just working on that service, those options, the pricing, the having your value straight, like Scott said. So guys, if you're looking for more of this, you've got a couple of options. You can always reach out to us, leave a comment down below, leave a review where you heard us first, as that helps others find us. Share this with a friend. Join us on the Facebook Electripreneur Secrets group. There's all these ways to engage and be part of this without even needing to get involved at the paid level. But if you're like Scott, and if you're looking for rapid growth, then that's there for you too. And we're here for you, helping you master your sales, simplify your pricing, and deliver premium level electrical service. Cheers.
Truly a pleasure. Can't wait to see you soon.